This is another awesome video of top 10 best scenes from Shogun. At OKTV today we bring you more content from TV than everybody else. Kindly drop a thumbs up and leave a comment on what you think of these scenes. Also hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification because you are our superhero. Let's proceed. 1. Blackthorne, the Chief Admiral of Kanto. In the present, when a memorial service for those killed in the earthquake is being conducted, John receives a fief close to Kanagawa from Toranaga as payment for saving his life, along with a yearly stipend of 600 koku. However, it doesn't end there. With the blessings of Toranaga, a foreigner is now the Chief Admiral of Kanto and the commander of the Japanese Cannon Regiment. John also receives a fresh set of swords because he gave Toranaga the ones he received from Fuji.
I would formally ask again. There are still ways I can and his country.
Excuse.
2. Yabushige drafts his will in the midst of war. Yabushige responds to Omi's complaints about Toranaga making Blackthorne the Chief Admiral of Kanto by telling him that because they're in the midst of a war, John shouldn't be their first priority. In a humorous move, Yabushige orders his assistant to draft a new will since he fears he won't survive this entire affair. 3. Ishido holding the regents captive. While Ishido is holding the regents and their clans captive so they can decide who will succeed Toranaga, Hiramatsu tries to flee with Lady Kiri and Shizu. However, Kiri chooses to remain with Shizu because she is pregnant, and he instructs Hiramatsu to go to Toranaga and inform him of the situation. 4. Lady Ochiba is anti-Christian. Father Delacroix is concerned about the increasing violence and informs Suji that since Lady Ochiba returned to Osaka, things have become worse. Suji proposes that the church establish a relationship with Toranaga because he believes Lady Ochiba is anti-Christian. Since Toranaga is a member of the reputedly vicious Minawara clan, Father Delacroix opposes the idea, although he does hope that Toranaga would support them when the events between the regents are concluded. After their conversation, Lady Ochiba has another flashback in which she was compelled to escape after her father was killed. Lady Ochiba and the regents go to a theatrical portrayal of Taiko's rule in the current day. 5. Project Crimson Sky. When Hiramatsu finally makes it to Ejiro unscathed, he informs Toranaga that in order to defeat Ishido and his supporters, they must start a project known as the Crimson Sky. Toranaga disapproves of the idea since it calls for excessive slaughter. The best part of this scene comes from Fuji. Moika Hoshi is amazing, who is slurping her tea and taking in the verbal sparring between Mariko and Jin. While all of this is going on, Mariko is seen putting in a bid for Lady Kiku in front of Jin, the owner of the tea shop where Kiku works. The entire scene is quietly hilarious. Omi is displeased because he has feelings for Lady Kiku. Toranaga starts Crimson Sky as a result. Hiramatsu clarified that Crimson Sky is a military strategy in which Osaka Castle is captured in a single blow. A new administration headed by Toranaga as the nominal shogun will be established when the Council of Regents is abolished. 6. Women at war with society. When Toranaga and Mariko discuss Okiba's intentions later that evening, Mariko responds in general, saying that women are constantly at war with society and don't need a reason to make war on anybody. The conversation then turns to Mariko's dreams of becoming a great warrior and how her marriage prevented her from realizing those dreams. Toranaga tells Mariko that there are still many opportunities for her to fulfill her dreams and that she hasn't reached her breaking point. 7. Toranaga Assassination. The regents convene to appoint Ito as the 5th regent at the conclusion of Shogun, Episode 5. Sugiyama, however, is against the vote because he believes that Ishido is incorrect to have set up a hostage scenario in order to sway the regents' votes and that the threat to the heir of Taiko is unfounded. Lady Ochiba receives an assurance from Ishido that Sugiyama would be impeached, allowing them to proceed with their plan to assassinate Toranaga. At last, Ochiba confesses that she believes Toranaga killed her father by using a Kechi Jinsai, which is why she wants to murder him. She also discusses how Daioin drugged and manipulated her in order for her to conceive Taiko's successor. She uses everything as an opportunity to demonstrate how she can manage fate rather than allow it to control her. Because Sugiyama stands in the way of Toranaga, this incites Ishido to kill Sugiyama and his tribe. 8. Nagakado kills Jozen and Ishido's men with cannons. At the conclusion of the 4th episode of Shogun, we witness a practice session for cannon shooting attended by Jon, Mariko, Nagakado, Yabushige, Jozen, Omi, Ishido's men, and Yabushige's men. All appears normal until Nagakado deviates from the plan, points the cannons toward Jozen and his men, and blasts them to pieces. The gore effects in this sequence are really amazing, but in a terrible way. Yabushige publicly declares that Nagakado's provocative action would start a conflict with Ishido while acting as though he is unaware of what is happening.
No one going to...
9. Toranaga dares Blackthorne for a swim. The next title that Toranaga gives Blackthorne is Diving Instructor, which is perhaps not as wonderful of an honor but is nevertheless quite strategically placed on Toranaga's side. Following 7 successful launches from the ship's rail and return swims, Blackthorne inquires with Mariko about the number of times he must continue to demonstrate. She responds, giving us our first glimpse of a grin, until he is satisfied. Now, Blackthorne's allegiance is being put to the test. Maybe he could try again tomorrow, Mariko suggests to Toranaga, who then announces the title of the episode, Tomorrow is Tomorrow. I'm going to learn how to dive today. Then he dares Blackthorne to swim to the shore, knowing that he is now completely worn out from all that diving.
Hi.
10. Lady Mariko happy her husband Buntaro is dead. Mariko's smile as the program comes to a finish suggests that she may start again now that her spouse is no longer with her. Mariko tries to maintain a strong appearance despite her husband's imminent death. Her relationship with Buntaro has been tense up to this point, with constant tension and the possibility of violence. But he's still her husband despite his brutality toward her and her children.
Endless winters.
Reunited with your family.
About my daughter,